Hello everyone, Coin Collector here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another silver hammer coin, this time a cut halfpenny from the reign of King John. King John reigned from 1199 until 1216 and is probably most famous for Magna Carta, which obviously forms the foundation of English law and a lot of other countries' law around the world. One of the most interesting things about his coins, King John's, is that none of the coins, apart from the ones issued in Ireland, but they're a separate matter, all the ones issued in England don't actually bear his name, which is quite interesting. The king before him, which was Richard II, it doesn't bear their name either. It actually bears Henry II's name. This is because during this time, the country was going through a period of civil unrest, and King John literally didn't have time to reorganise, or maybe didn't have the ability to actually change the coins across the entire country to have his name put on them. So the moneyers, or the minters, across the country continued minting the coins with King Henry's name on them. And as obviously we've only got half the coins, so we can only see half the inscription, but we can still deduce it. So it focuses. There we go. Hopefully it focus. There we go. You can see here an X, an E, and then the R's a bit worn, but Rex, which in Latin translates to king. Then we can't really tell what this is, but if we go around to the other side, you can see the last letter S, and this would be the end of Henricus, which obviously translates to Henry. So Rex Henricus, King Henry. So it bears the name of King Henry, despite the fact he was, a king 2 previous kings ago. Then you've obviously got the portrait, or a rough portrait of King John, which is very similar to that of Henry's again, due to the fact he didn't have time to change them on this side. He's actually got his hand on these earlier coins. You can see the hand here holding a staff, and at the top of it is the cross, which combines just after the X, as you can see. It's quite a nice design. If we turn over to the other side, you've got your classic short cross penny design, with the cross cut perfectly in half, in fact, and then the 4 dots in between in the inner circle. Obviously we've only got half the inscription again, but it is enough for us to deduce. You can see the O and the R quite clearly, and then you've got half a letter here which could be anything, but we can tell that it's half of an N, standing for Northampton, which is where this coin was minted. You then got cross, separate the words, and then R-O-B, which would have, if it's continued, spelt Robert. And he was the moneyer, or the minter. So the man who actually, made this coin, poured the silver, then hammered the coin out. This is interesting because they dropped this practice later on of putting the name of the person who minted the coin because they didn't feel it was relevant. They obviously kept where the coin was still minted later on, as you've seen in some of my other videos. I think it's quite fascinating to know the name of the man who actually issued this coin. There are actually records describing the different moneyers, as they were called, around the country, what their professions were other than this, because often they had several jobs. But this coin is specifically from the class 5B. You can tell that because of the distinctive S, which it focuses. You've got a dot in the middle, then 2 end parts of the S have little flicks put on them. The coin is 18mm in diameter and weighs about 0.63 grams, so it's a very light coin, but it's one of my favourite coins. Or cut half pennies are actually quite interesting to me just generally, purely because of the fact, you had your coin, and then you wanted to buy your piece of bread or whatever, and the other guy said, oh no, it's only worth half a penny. So you literally just get your knife out, cut it, because silver is not a particularly strong metal, especially when it's very thin, cut it, and then you'd be left with this. It's no surprising a lot of these were lost. As you can tell, they're quite small. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments down below.